Hi, this is Gary Goodwin, founder of the Armchair Dreamer, and welcome. So what I'm about to explain may seem strange to you, and the step is controlling your imagination. Now, you thought this whole course in my blog was all about increasing imagination. Well, it is, but we have to do it at the right time. There are two terms that everyone has jumbled together over the years, and I want to split them apart so things will start to make sense. Term number one is visualize or visualization. Term number two is imagine or imagination. It's very important to know the differences between the two. Let me start with visualize or visualization. If you were to go to a sports psychologist, the emphasis would be on visualization, not imagination. If you went to a psychotherapist whose emphasis was on, panic attacks or anxiety, how to manage those two conditions, the emphasis would be on visualization. If you talk to someone, a coach for performers on managing stage anxiety, the emphasis would be on visualization, not imagination. So what are these people doing? What these people are doing is having people come up with a very tight set, a very specific set of images or feelings, or the combination of the two, and practicing them again and again and again and again. So it's a very confined set. For instance, someone who's facing stage fright, a coach, someone working with them, would lead them through a more ideal situation. Maybe as they approach the stage, they would have a certain feeling in their body, a certain clarity in their mind. As they stepped onto the stage, that clarity, that focus in the body would increase. So that would be what the person would stick with, and just stick with those things and get better and better at seeing and feeling those target visualizations, with the goal that over time the unconscious would pick this up and start to make real changes within that person to decrease stage anxiety. Now, to contrast, if you were to go to a therapist who was exploring dreams or exploring perhaps movies or books that you find especially interesting, really gripping, or maybe with more creative arts such as creative poetry or painting or free association, what's going on there is letting whatever come up. It's allowing a lot of freedom, a lot of our deepest creativity, which comes from somewhere within, allowing that to come forward and bringing along with that sensations and feelings and ideas and other images and other notions, and allowing that material to come up with the hope, with the desire that it may uncover or may educate the therapist as well as the person who's doing imagination something about an issue or something about an event or something about that they wanted to explore from their past, or even looking towards the future. So it's the free expression of something deeper within. That is in contrast with visualization, which is very conscious, which is very deliberate, which is very practiced. It gives us an opportunity to rehearse and to really anchor someplace, something that we really want to have at our fingertips. A big difference between imagination and visualization. So if our goal is to visualize, we need to be aware that imagination will start creeping in and will start to be very present when we go slow down and we turn inward and we're doing this inner work. That called or uncalled, imagination will start to knock on the door, start to be there. We need to have awareness so that when it does show itself, that we can go back to visualization and just rehearse that which we have laid out to rehearse. So here are the steps. To keep imagination under control, while doing visualization, we need to plan out specifically what we want to visualize. So this is going to take preparation outside of a visualization session. First, we need to know what is our goal, what we're trying to achieve. Then we need to think through and plan out, write out what would be appropriate, what would be helpful for us to visualize in multiple sessions. Things will start off, even if we've done a lot of planning, things will start off more complex than probably what they need to be. So by the third or fourth time that we do this visualization in different sessions, we'll start to cut back on some of the material that we wanted to see or work with and get it down to very fine detail, but just a few details. Sticking with that, simplifying our checklist, and then continuing to practice over time. Having that will prepare us and keep us focused on what we want to focus on. So that means anything outside of that checklist, anything outside of those things that we want to see, then should be controlled or pushed away. If we're getting all sorts of feelings that are coming up, if we're getting associations or we're getting other memories or other ideas start floating in, we know that is more coming from the imagination than it is from this controlled, conscious visualization. If feelings start rolling in, we need to bring a no and say that is not where I want to be, nor is it where I want to follow. And it's so easy with the imagination because it is so compelling to start following a feeling, to start following a new idea, to start following memories, because they all seem to be relevant. They all seem to be important to that moment. And they're very personal. They're coming from us. And it's so easy to get distracted and to go wandering off with this new input from the imagination. When we do imagination work, then that's a very appropriate time to do it. When we're sticking with a checklist of things we want to see and feel in visualization, that is not the time. Those are the methods of adhering to visualization and controlling imagination.